kitchen was below, and then I had to go down to get the water down yet further down.
Okay, so tell me about what the first memories you have of Bad Kissingen.
But I don't remember. Sure. I remember I was about 4 years old, and my brother had a bunch of friends. We used to play out in the backyard. And what I remember once, the railroads were about a block away, and they had, where they stack up a lot of woods, like a lumber area where they knocked all the woods off the trains. And I remember we used to play up on those woods, on those piles of logs, and one log dislodged, I remember that, and knocked me down, and I was unconscious, and a neighbor brought me home. She saw what happened, and I had a concussion.
That's your first memory?
That's my first memory, yeah. Actually, it was my second, because my brother already died. I remember when he died. So I was 4 when he died, and he was 6. And that thing was that where I fell off the plate with those piles of wood. I remember that. Because Oma, she had oh my gosh, I just lost a boy and I'm going to lose my girl too. She was crying, and they, in Germany the doctors come to the house. You don't have to take them to the hospital. So the doctor came, told her what to do, and told her I had a concussion.
Was your dad still alive?
Yes. My dad, I was 10 when he died.
What do you remember about your dad?
Well, he was a nice, easygoing guy. He liked to see in Switz's house in Germany, And
did you get your laughing and nice, easygoing personality from him?
That I don't know.
Because Oma wasn't really easygoing.
Well, maybe I did. Like I said, he was easygoing. Okay, but they had a lot of fights because he never came home to eat right, and she always had dinner ready at 7 o'clock. And if she didn't show up, she got really pissed.
Where was he?
Well, he after work he went to have a beer, and sometimes he already ate in a restaurant. He comes home, he says he's not hungry, he already ate. And she threw the food around. Boy, she was pissed. Oh God. And frass.
And then what did he do?
A slave in the kitchen for what?
And then what did he say?
Oh, he was fighting back, and then, oh God, I never forget that. And one time it was so bad they called the cops, so they took him out.
Or were they hitting each other?
Yeah, but Oma didn't. I think he got more than she did.
Oh, she beat him up?
I never forget that. Okay, oh my gosh, that was a big fight, and he knocked the door down. She went in the kitchen and locked the door, and he went right through he knocked the door down. In Germany they had those doors. They have those panels. He knocked the panel out. And then he crawled through. She said, instead of opening the door from the side, I guess it didn't occur to him. So he crawled to that broken out panel. He got stuck.
Oh.
And she said, I beat the shit out of him while he was stuck there. Oh, that's when they called the cops. And I think she would have killed him.
What was she hitting him with?
A blade, I remember. And she said, the blade didn't even break. It was one of those hotel ware. You think they made out of cement. Oh, God.
And she was beating him with it?
She was hitting him. Yeah, she was hitting him with that blade.
And he was stuck in the door.
He was stuck in the door. The blade had food on it, too.
Oh, no.
He was covered with oh, God.
Blood and food?
Yes.
And what happened when the cops showed up?
They took him. Domestic. And I was sitting in bed and screaming my head off.
You're crying?
I was screaming. because I didn't want them to kill each other. Oh God!
Were you by yourself, or your brother was dead?
My brother was dead then. I was about 10 at the time, maybe 9, because he died when I was 10. Okay.
Oh wait, I thought you said he died when you were 4.
My brother did.
Oh,
Not-
your
not
dad.
my
Do you
dad.
remember when your brother died?
Yes. I
What
was a little
happened?
kid. Oh my gosh, they came home. He was sick. I remember him being sick. And
What was your brother like?
He was a cute little boy. Blue eyes.
Did he
blonde
did he pick on you?
No. No, I don't remember him picking on me. Oh.
So he got sick.
He got sick. And
Was he a sickly child, or was this going around?
No, he was. It was. Yeah, it was something that went around, and they didn't have no cure for it then. That was in 1932. That's when he died. In 1932. Shortly after that, we moved from that place. We moved into Bad Kissingen.
Where were you living then?
That was outskirts. Hey, remember where that that Aldi was? Not the one on the hill, the one below when we went over the creek. You remember
Yes.
that? Okay, it was right across from Aldi's.
Oh,
It
you
was-
lived over there.
Yeah, we lived over there.
Hmm.
And then when I was 4, we lived into Spitalgasse, down, by the Kliegelplatz. And
Okay, so what happened to him?
to my dad,
To Engelbert?
well, he had diphtheria, and they took him to the hospital. He died that night. He was that bad off. He had too high fever, and I don't know. I guess they didn't have a cure then. He choked to death because that's what happens. It piles. Everything gets swollen in there. Oh my gosh! That was sad. My one and only one. My little boy died. Gee. I remember going to the funeral. I mean, as little as I was, I can see how I remember all that.
You remember going to the funeral?
Yeah.
What do you remember?
Well, there was a lot of kids there from his class, I guess. He was already in the first grade. And like a funeral is.
Where'd they have it?
Oh, that old cemetery that was all overgrown. Did we go out there? I don't know if you went with me.
Is he buried there?
Yeah, he's pretty.
We didn't visit his grave.
Heck yeah, I think I showed. That used to be my brother's grave, but there was somebody else in it.
Oh.
So,
Oh, you know what? We did go down there. It's down by the creek, right? Sort of.
there was a lake there. Right.
At the end.
Okay, right, that's the one. Okay. I was looking for my girlfriend's. She died in. When did she die? She died the same year Oma died, 91. She had cancer. I was looking for her grave, but that whole area was overgrown, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I said, oh my gosh, everything is... They used to take it so well taken care of.
So tell me about when you started kindergarten.
Well, before I went to kindergarten, I had to go to the sisters. It was like what they call it, like it wasn't school. It was
The nuns?
the nuns. Yeah, took care because my mom had to work, and I was too little yet. I didn't go to. It must have been about 4, 5, I guess. And I hated it
Why'd you hate it?
because they were strict. Boy, you had to eat all that frumph they made. Oh God, I had to go there for a year, and then that was like kindergarten. But in Germany, you didn't have kindergarten; you just went to the system. Yeah, and you might as well say it was kindergarten because we had to do a little drawing and stuff like that. And first grade, okay. Oh, we had the toughest teacher you can imagine. Boy, she was mean.
What was her name?
Bessinger. I don't know what her first name was, but in Germany went by your last name. Bessinger. Ay. We had her for 4 years.
Was she the one who used to hit you on your hands?
Oh, yeah, well, we got hit all the time. I remember when Helga, Helga used to be my friend, and she had, what they call when you have your hair, those things up.
Bangs?
She had bangs, and she just couldn't stand bangs. She went, first thing in the morning, she took a string and dyed her hair to the side. And that poor kid, well, she was my age. Helga was a
She
little younger.
tied it with a string?
Yes, so it was just hanging there on the side of her head. And tell your parents I don't like, in German they call them simple Franzen. Idiot phrase.
Oh my gosh.
I never forget that.
She's mean.
She was me. Never, Marianne, that was my other girlfriend. We had to go get checked out. We had to go to the teacher. They had to see what we did. She didn't come to see us. We had to see her. So Marianne was standing behind me. We did, I guess, I made a couple of mistakes, whatever. And Marianne was standing behind me, and she called me light-headed or something like that. And you made too many mistakes, and she pushed my head like this. And Marianne was right next to me, and we both had a big lump on the head.
Oh, you knocked heads.
Yeah, she knocked.
You mean the teacher pushed you on your head?
She went like this. Leichtsinnig means you really...
Stupid?
Not stupid, but you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Leichtsinnig means... I don't know what leichtsinnig... Light-headed or something. Light thinking. Something like that. See, we made some mistakes. And then, while we were standing there crying, she said, and then she yelled at Marianne and says, "And you deserve it too."
Oh my gosh.
She was an innocent bystander because she knocked me down and I hit her head. Never forget that. Oh. Yeah.
And was that woman that we visited, was she in your class? Remember the lady we visited?
Yeah, she was sitting a little bit before me in the first. I was sitting behind her, and she had pigtails. I never forget that. Got into big trouble there. I dunked her pigtails in a, we had those little ink things on the benches. Usually the benches had two people sitting on it, and it had an ink container, an ink fuss we called it, and she had long tails, and I just stuck it in there. Oh boy, did I get into trouble on that one.
Who caught you?
Well, I was sitting right behind her. She knew it was me.
Oh, so she got mad at you, or the teacher did?
The teacher did. Well, they cleaned her up, but
oh no.
Good thing most of the crap was on my bench, on my, But I think her dress got a little bit too. Oh God. Tried to wash it off.
And what is your first memory of your family in Zeuzleben?
My first. Heck, I've been there ever since I was a kid.
Well, what's the first thing you remember about Zeuzleben?
Oh God, we used to go out in the fields catching mice. And they had an old, how they have a, what's a brunnen, where you have to pump the water up?
A well?
Yeah, they had a well. And they had to pump the water in a drawer. And we went, oh my gosh, I don't even know how we carried all these mice. We poked around and we found whole nests. That was Harry and I. Big nests of little tiny mice, and I don't know in what we carried them in.
Why were you after the mice?
Then we threw the cats in, and they had a feast.
Oh, you wanted to feed the cats.
Right.
Are you in pain? Is that why you're holding your head?
Well, no. My back hurts, right.
Well, we can stop here.